Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. I'm coming to you with my upper half done and the lower half still needing to be worked on. I'm in home office today and I was able to film a little bit of a makeup tutorial for you guys in my break, so that was amazing because you guys have been asking for that over on Instagram. So that will be coming up very, very soon. It's also nice because I do have plans later with Nicole. We're gonna go get espresso martinis and have a little bit of a girl dinner situation. She's been very busy. She got a new job recently, so I haven't been able to spend much time with her or talk to her very much, so it's gonna be super nice for us to catch up and see each other finally. So it's good that I already have my makeup and hair done for the day. At least I think I might leave my hair like this. I don't know. We'll see about it later. So until then, I'm just going to be working away on my laptop until I clock out for the day, and then I will meet Nicole later on to have our girl dinner. It's a couple hours later now and my home office day has finished up, and I got something in the mail today that I'm very excited about and wanted to open up together with you guys. So I don't know if I told you guys already, but I've always been on a mission to find really good pants, and I really struggle with finding good pairs of pants. Quality-wise, price-wise, something that fits really well. I just find the whole thing to honestly be one of the biggest struggles. So basically join me on this little mini series that I'm going to be adding into the vlogs of me trying to find the right pair of pants. This honestly goes into many different types of pants because I basically want to revamp my entire bottoms wardrobe. I don't feel comfortable or very confident in a lot of my pairs of pants at the moment, so I just want to get some new ones. By the way, I am actually wearing some new pants that I got from Mango. These are some jeans. I think it's very, very hard to show you guys. I don't have the best setup to show you guys stuff full body. Basically, they are a straight style of pants. I believe they're supposed to be mid to high rise, and I actually think they're a little bit more mid to low rise on me. I did actually go up one size just because I thought it would be the correct size, and I was in the store trying them on, and I didn't want to have to wait in line again in the fitting rooms by myself to try on the size smaller, which would have been my actual size. So I decided to go for the pair that was a little bit bigger, and I actually really prefer it. The fit is very, very comfortable, and I think it's just super cozy, and they're a very nice, casual, easygoing pair of jeans that I can wear really whenever, but I think I can also dress them up with a pair of kitten heels perhaps, so I just thought for 40 euros, you can't really go wrong. But these pants, however, are going to be actual trousers, and I'm very excited, so let's open them up. So I'm already liking what I see color-wise. I have the Effortless pants from Aritzia that I got about 2 years ago now, I think. And I do like those and I do like that style, but I wanted to have it in a different, a little bit more muted, more neutral color. But the price tag was just a little bit too much for me. Plus, I've noticed that after 2 years of wearing them and washing them and, using them up, I don't know if I love them as much as I did when I first got them. So I wanted to try something new. Ooh, guys, I think these might be really nice. Oh, I like them. So far, I really like them, but let's try them on because that's actually the true test, of course. All right, so the pants are on, you guys. First impressions, I really like the material. It's actually very cozy, very soft. I also really, really, really like the color. However, I would say it's definitely more of a mid-rise style instead of a high-waisted style. I do think I prefer a high-waisted style for this type of pant. Plus, I'm also quite picky when it comes to pockets. And I don't know if you guys can really tell on the camera, but you can see the pockets, and I don't love that. I think it immediately makes something look a little bit less quality. Kind of hard to show you guys, but I hope you can kind of see the overall fit of the pants. I also do really like the length of the pants. It's kind of hard to show you guys, of course, but I do like the length. They come up perfectly for my long legs. Oh, I'm torn, I want to like them, but I think just for the price point and for what I'm looking for, they're not perfect. So I think I'm just gonna maybe look at them a little bit in the mirror and maybe play this video back, and you guys will have to let me know if you think I should keep them or not, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to keep searching, unfortunately. Overall though, I really do like them. It's just not 100%. And I'm super picky, and again, like I said, for that price point, I think that I just have to maybe keep searching, so. Hello, you guys. Happy Sunday. I asked you guys over on Instagram if you had any questions related to curly hair, and I had quite a few questions that I wanted to go over in today's vlog with you. I feel like I do answer these questions quite a bit on TikTok and Instagram, but there's always new people, and I'm always excited to share some new tips and information with you guys, so let's get into it. So there were a couple questions regarding my curly hair wash day, so I'll just give you guys the general overview of how everything goes and how it works for me. So I like to wash my hair 1 to 2 times a week. I would say ideally it would be 2 times times a week, but usually I only am in the mood for 1 time a week. But I would say for me, 2 times a week would be absolutely perfect because then I get rid of all the product buildup. My hair is still very hydrated and not as stricken from all of its natural oils. So I always aim for 2 times a week. When I'm in the shower, I don't have any specific products. I usually just like to go for something that is made for curly hair in some way. I've been testing out a lot of different shampoos and conditioners over the last couple of years, and honestly, I haven't found one that really speaks to me yet. But if I find something like that, I'll let you guys know. And just like products are very individual to each person, so is a routine. So like I said, for me, I like to wash my hair 1 to 2 times a week, and I don't have any specific products that I'm using in the shower, but maybe that's different for you. So as annoying as it is, I feel like curly hair is really individual and you really just have to find what works for you. But if you want, you can give it a try with 1 to 2 times a week of washing your hair. Maybe you wash it every single day. I do think that with curly hair, it's not the best idea to wash it every day just because our hair really lacks hydration, and it's better to not wash it so much because again, you're just stripping it of those natural oils day in and day out. So give that a try maybe. There was also quite a few questions about my products and how I'm styling my hair on those wash days. I do have a video pinned on both my Instagram and my TikTok sharing with you guys my routine. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll put that in the description down below. But just to give you guys a brief overview of my favorite products that I use on my wash days, as I always say, curly hair naturally lacks a bit of hydration. So I'm always trying to find products that are hydrating and giving me that boost of shine that I really need. So I'm always open to trying new products and experimenting a little bit here and there, but my tried and true products that I cannot live without is definitely the Moroccan Oil Curl Defining Cream. I've been using this one for so many years and I really just like the way it works with my hair. It feels amazing, it smells amazing, and it just is totally worth it in my opinion. It is a little bit more on the pricier side, so I have been trying to find some more drugstore options for you guys and for myself because it gets very expensive to have to restock this. It does last me quite a few months since I'm only washing my hair 1 to 2 times a week, but still. Next up is my John Frieda Frizz Ease Mousse. I love this one. This one is a drugstore product, so I'm super happy to recommend this to everybody. And I do feel like it does help with frizz, which is in the name, so that's amazing. And then lastly, I always like to seal everything in and scrunch out the crunch with a hair oil. I'm not too picky when it comes to hair oil, but my favorite is from the Gizou brand. I just like the consistency again for my hair and the way that it smells, and I think it leaves a very nice shine. Someone was also asking me if I finger coil my hair or if I just scrunch everything all together. I definitely do not have the time or patience to finger coil my whole head. Sometimes if I'm feeling like the curls need a little bit of a boost, I will just finger coil a few of the curls on my head. Sometimes my bangs are definitely something that gets a little wonky, but most of the time I am not finger coiling anything and I'm just going in by fully scrunching my hair completely. I did get a request recently to finger coil my whole head and see what that would look like, but that just sounds like a lot of work. Maybe I'll do that for you guys at some point. We'll see. Someone was asking for me to suggest a one and done product. I find this very tricky, to be honest, because I never have been the type of person to just use one product. I've always gone in with something cream based and then something a little bit stickier and has a little bit more hold. I guess it also really depends what you're looking for in terms of your curls and what you want your hair to give that day. My number one thing is definitely volume. So for me, I like to go in with lighter products and I like to give it its own air to breathe. But I wouldn't say that I get that result in one product because at the end of the day, I use my styling products, the creams, the oils and all that. But I also love my diffuser and I wouldn't like to go without my diffuser, but I need the products to use the diffuser. Otherwise it dries it out. So I find that to be one that I cannot give you the answer to, unfortunately, but I'm not opposed to finding it one day. So maybe if I come across something that does the trick for me in just one product, that would be amazing. A question that I've been getting asked a lot more recently by you guys is how I am sleeping with my hair and how I'm refreshing it and maintaining it after wash day. This is something that I'm still learning myself, which is why I kind of haven't shared it with you guys, but I can at least tell you my routine and what I'm kind of finding myself. When it comes to sleeping and I want to maintain my curls after wash day, I'm always sleeping with a silk bonnet. It definitely doesn't look that cute and CB always makes fun of me for it, but it does help to prevent breakage. It helps to avoid frizz. It helps to keep your hair soft and shiny looking. So I do recommend to sleep with that to start out. I just put my hair into a loose, messy bun and then I put the silk bonnet right on top. And I would say it 100% helps in comparison to just leaving your hair on the pillow itself. I do not have a silk pillowcase, believe it or not, so it does get very frizzy if I'm not wearing the silk bonnet. And if I'm not sleeping with the silk bonnet, I just put my hair into a high bun, which does a similar job, but then you'll get a lot of frizz around this area because I'm a side sleeper and I roll around all throughout the night, so it definitely gets frizzy. And I don't really mind a little bit of frizz, but I know that that's something that most people are trying to avoid. And then the next question is how I'm doing the refresh days afterwards. This is so different depending on the day and depending on the state of my curls and depending on what I'm doing and depending how lazy I am. It's really so different. My refresh days can really go from not touching my hair at all to adding one product in to adding just a little bit of oil to completely redoing my whole styling routine. it looks completely different. I have shared a couple refresh routines on my TikTok that I can link down below for you guys as well, but I would say it really, really varies. Overall, what I'm paying attention to in the refresh days is just making sure that my hair looks as good as possible, obviously. And what I find with my hair is that it does get pretty frizzy throughout the week, and I do lose a lot of the volume as the week goes on, which I've discovered with my hair just is the way that it is. So I would say I probably wear my hair down for 1 or 2 days maximum. Sometimes if I'm really trying to extend it, I'll go 3 or 4 days, but beyond that, it's just not doing it for me anymore. So I usually put it into a slick back bun or some sort of back style so that it's out of my face and not overstimulating for me. But I would say again, something with curly hair is that it is lacking hydration. So usually on those refresh days, I'm always going in with something hydrating. In the past, I've used hair mousse because it does help to tame the frizz. But recently I felt like that's just a bit too drying for my hair. So I've been trying to switch to creams and oils and water to kind of refresh it on those days. Yeah, I don't know if that really helps you guys out, but like I said, it's just very, very different. I'll link some videos of different refresh days that I've shown in my TikTok to give you guys a little bit of help, but it just looks very different. Another question was regarding hairstyles. Now over on my TikTok and my Instagram, you guys almost always see me with my hair down, but most of the time my hair is actually not down. As much as I love the curls and I think it's beautiful and I feel very unique, I just get a little bit too overstimulated with my curls most of the time. However, I would say that I do feel the most confident with my hair completely down and out like it is today. So I think that's why I don't really share it with you guys in other styles. I'm not really super good when it comes to learning to do curly hairstyles, but I do think that there's so many beautiful styles out there that I think look amazing on other people, and maybe I need to give them more of a try. I have dabbled a bit into the hairstyle world and tried to find some different styles that I feel comfortable in, and I am learning to get there. I'm not really good when it comes to hairstyles, so the ones that I share with you guys are always super simple and very easy to do, because if I can do them, then you can definitely do them too. But I would say some of my favorites to have my hair out of my face is just to put it like half back with a clip, or sometimes a low messy bun. A sleek bun is definitely my go-to, and I'm trying to not do it as much so that my hair doesn't get pulled back as much. But to be honest, I don't really know if I'm the best person to come for hairstyles too, because I don't really do them myself. But I know that the other curly girls in the curly girl world definitely can help you guys out with that. And maybe this is something that I have to get better at myself. I've also been getting asked recently what my hair color is. I actually haven't dyed my hair in so many years. I think it's been at least 7 years or so at this point. So this is definitely my natural hair color. It's more of a dark brown-ish color. It definitely goes more towards the warmer side and looks a bit red in the sunlight during the summertime. And I used to dye my hair a lot when I was younger. I was trying to get the balayage look for quite some time and I never was able to achieve it. And then I was dyeing my hair really dark brown. It almost looked black at one point. I had highlights. I had all different kinds of things. But at the end of the day, I was most happy and just wanted to go back to my natural color. So that's what I've had for I don't even know how many years at this point. And I really feel good about it. So it makes me happy when you guys are asking what my hair color is, because it's natural, which unfortunately means that I don't have a hair color that I can recommend to you guys, because this is just the way that my hair is. But I would say it's more of like a dark brown-ish, I don't know, reddish undertone situation thing. I don't know. Another question that I got that I really wanted to pay attention to was how to feel put together with curly hair. This is one of the biggest reasons that I started my whole curly hair channels, because I wanted to show you guys that curly hair for some reason is seemed to be deemed as unprofessional or not appropriate for formal events and things like that. And that just really hurts my heart, because I used to think the same. I used to feel not very confident. And for example, when I went to homecoming or prom, I always was straightening my hair or styling it with heat in some way to make me feel a little bit more presentable. And now I totally would have went with my curly hair, 100%. I really like the look. I personally think that curly hair can just go with anything. You can totally wear it in professional settings. You can wear it to a formal event. I plan on wearing my naturally curly hair to my wedding someday, whenever that happens. And I just think it's going to be beautiful. I think people are starting to get more into that mindset these days. I think it's going more in that direction, which I'm really happy to see, and I'm super happy to hopefully be a part of that movement. But it is definitely a mindset thing and getting used to it. So I think just being exposed to more people who positively feel that curly hair is appropriate for those types of settings is definitely the first step to go. And then I think you'll just start to feel it yourself, and you'll start to feel more confident, and you'll realize that it's a lot more simple to kind of let your hair do what it naturally does, and then you'll see the beauty in that as you go along. And I think that's partially doing work mentally for yourself with your mindset, like I said, but also it helps if you get into a good routine with your hair care, because once you start to notice the positive changes in your hair and you're maybe not taking care of it the way you necessarily should or would like to, once you start making those changes and you start seeing that in your hair, you're going to start to feel more confident and you're going to start to feel more put together as well. Next question is my haircut. I made a video on my TikTok and my Instagram. If you want to check it out, I'll put it in the description below. So we go for that U shape to give it a nice shape. And then I always like layers because I love volume. That's my number one priority when it comes to my hair. And I also like to have some face framing side pieces to kind of, again, give it a little bit more volume and a little bit more of a shape. And like I said, I'll link that video down below in the description box so you guys can check that out as well and take some notes for the next time that you maybe go to the hairdresser. And I've also had a few questions on hair growth. So honestly, I would say once I started taking care of my hair and starting to learn what works for my hair specifically, it really just came naturally that it was growing. Number one thing that I always recommend is hair masking and taking care of your scalp. The hair really comes from our scalp, so we need to take care of it from there the most. We get so much product buildup on our scalps, so it's so important to clarify it, but also to hydrate it. So scalp is number one. Number two is just doing normal hair masks for hydration for the curls to make them look their best, to make them shiny, to make them feel alive. Number two is the curly haircut, of course, or just getting a haircut in general, depending on how you want to style your hair. Now, I don't really go for a haircut that often. I maybe go twice a year because in my opinion, curly hair does not need to get a regular haircut as much as a straight or wavy haired person would. But I think that getting that haircut, getting it to be fresh again and bouncy, it kind of helps it to do what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to feel and look. And number three is finding the right products and routine for you. Again, I know it's a little bit annoying, but it really is about experimenting for yourself and what works for you and what works for your curls. And it just takes time and you'll just have to be patient. But once you find that, everything will start to fall into place and you'll notice how healthy your hair is going to start to look and feel. So hopefully that answers most of the questions from the Q&A. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for putting in those questions. Maybe I should do this a little bit more often because every time I do a Q&A on my Instagram, you guys seem to have a lot of questions and I really want to be able to answer all of them. So maybe we should do a few more of these in the future. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. Hopefully it was exciting and a little bit informational for you. Definitely stay tuned for the upcoming vlogs because we are going to be traveling the end of this month and I'm so excited. We're going to be going somewhere we have never been before. So stay tuned for that vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching this one and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.